Right. Now, the first game is called Authors, so if the contestants could come down to the authorised position for that, they've got to come along with the style of a famous author in mind. Give them the title in just a moment of a story to tell. But Mike, what's the name of your author?
Louis L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour, sort of Western pulp writer, that kind of thing, yes. Josie?
The Brothers Grimm, fairy tales.
Brothers Grimm fairy tales, yes. Those Brothers Grimm, right. And Tony?
My author is Dr. Alex Comfort, who wrote the best-selling Joy of Sex.
Yes. What an unusual choice for you, Tony. And John?
William Faulkner.
William Faulkner, right, back on solid ground there. Now, a title for a story for those authors to tell.
I went to the toilet.
I'm sorry? Your private life doesn't really concern us, but can we have a usable title for those authors to tell?
Knight of the Crumpet.
Sorry?
Knight of the Crumpet.
Knight of the Crumpet. We're in charge of the public here. It's all improvised, as that very bad title demonstrates. Now, let's start with you, Mike.
Roadkill, Texas was a lawless town, but it had one baker, Tex Amerstein. He was the best baker in all of Roadkill, but he had a problem. He'd run out of whole wheat flour, and that made him a dangerous man.
One night when Tex lay in bed, a little elf called Putitzel landed on his bedside table. If you want to get some wheat flour, you have to journey many miles to the land where the Knight of the Crumpet lives.
The elf was little, but of course size doesn't matter.
The verification of the delineation of the hope of the answer to the ding-dong, bing-bang, bash of hope coming down now deeper into the forest of his resourcefulness. Down there into the sanctuary, the butter dripped fall down into the Crumpet falling lower and lower, driving deeper into the south. The Yoknapatawpha County of her deep deliberateness, the butter dipping, dripping, and deeper and deeper.
Tex said enough of this crap, you little fairy. Draw spatulas and let's bake. So he popped open his camper oven and they went at it. Well, the little fairy was quick, but not quick enough. Tex whipped out a couple of the best tasting crumpets that he ever seen in his life. Smeared some honey buck jelly on it and passed it to him. Says, put that on for size, you pointy-eared little fruit.
This made the elf very angry. So he decided to lock the baker up in an ivory tower. One night the Knight of the Crumpet came and shouted, "Baker, baker, let down your crumpets." He climbed up the juicy buttery crumpets and dropped inside where he saw the baker all alone, sitting there very sad. When are you going to buzz the thing?
Yes, the baker was alone, and there's nothing wrong with solitary sexual experience either. Let me tell you, in terms of...
The toast was rising now higher and higher into the hope of happiness. Down now, down again into the sanctuary, the deep, voluptuous sanctuary of his lechery. There inside, the hope denying, the hope reliving again, revivifying all hope in the answer to the improbability of the indefatigable hope of the answer of the improbable. The butter would come, and down would go the toast, and Holy Ghost and all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's it. Well, I'll give 15 points to everybody apart from Tony Slattery. I'll give 2 because size and everything.